Welcome to the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast, a show all about reviewing dinosaurs on a scale of 1 to 10 fossils before only the elite terrible lizards make it into the Prehistoric Cage Match. This program is presented by the Stomp Chomp Roar Company and can be heard within all the rock layers across the planet. Grab your dinosaurs and your official scorecard because it's now time to dig for dinosaurs. Here's your Mesozoic host, Dinosaur Ranger Anthony.
Dinosaur Explorers, welcome to the third Prehistoric Cage Match, brought to you by the Stomp Chomp Roar Company. My name is Dinosaur Ranger Anthony, and I'll be your host for today's clash between these prehistoric titans. We call them dinosaurs. In just a moment, the top scoring Mesozoic creatures from Season 3 of the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast will rise up from their paddocks below and face off one-on-one for a showdown of the ages. Now, before we get started, here's a quick announcement from the Stomp Chomp Roar Company. Dinosaur kids, are you ready for a summer camp all about dinosaurs? This summer, I will be leading my second annual camp, Stomp Chomp Roar. This is a virtual summer camp that you can join from anywhere in the world. The virtual summer camp will be from Monday, July 4th through Friday, July 8th, 2022. It will consist of 3 virtual lessons, one on Monday, July 4th, one on Wednesday, July 6th, and one on Friday, July 8th. Each virtual lesson will be held at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, during our virtual lessons, you will learn all about dinosaurs, fossils, Jurassic Park, and so much more. Now, all you need in order to join my virtual summer camp is become a Junior Dinosaur Ranger as part of the Stomp Chomp Roar Patreon Club. You'll want to make sure to become a Fossil Hunter or Raptor Pack member to take full advantage of the virtual summer camp. These 2 Patreon Club tiers are only $10 or $20 per month, and you can cancel at any time. Now, you must be signed up by June 25th in order to become a dinosaur camper. For more information, please visit www.stompchomproar.com/summer camp. Welcome back, Dinosaur Explorers. Again, my name is Dinosaur Ranger Anthony, and I'm so pumped for today's matchup between the first ever dinosaur fossil discovered back in 1676 versus the mighty tank-like herbivore dinosaur of the Americas. Now, over the last 9 episodes of the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast, I reviewed a number of dinosaur species, including the Herrerasaurus, the Ankylosaurus, the Styracosaurus, the Megalosaurus, the Quetzalcoatlus, the Augustinolophus, the Oviraptor, the Kentrosaurus, and the Compsognathus. During each episode, I gave a species a fossil score of 1 out of 10 stars, aka fossils. 1 fossil for some of the weakest dinosaurs, and 10 fossils for some of the strongest dinosaurs. Every 10th episode, I take the top 2 scoring dinosaur species from the current season or the previous 9 episodes, and we let them go one-on-one in the Prehistoric Cage Match. This is the ultimate who would win battle. Today's matchup is between the Megalosaurus and the Ankylosaurus. Now, it's time to bring our terrible lizards onto the battlefield. Stomp Chomp Roar welcomes you to the third Prehistoric Cage Match. We are live from Omaha, Nebraska. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's the Prehistoric Cage Match. It's time for the Heavyweight Dinosaur Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a fossil score of 8.3, standing 10 feet high, 30 feet long, and weighing nearly 2,000 pounds from the Jurassic period some 180 million years ago. Fighting out of Western Europe, it's dinosaur fossil numero uno. It's the great lizard. It's the Megalosaurus. Introducing its opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a fossil score of 8.9, standing 4 feet high, 35 feet long, 6 feet wide, and weighing in at some 8,000 pounds from the late Cretaceous period 70 million years ago. Fighting out of the Americas, it's the tank-like dinosaur, it's the fused lizard, it's the Ankylosaurus! Let's have a fair, clean fight. Touch claws and or hooves and back into your corners.
Round 1, fight!
Here we go again. We've made it back into the ecosystem of the Mesozoic era. The sun is shining down through the conifer trees of the forest landscape. You can hear the sound of the water trickling down the shallow creek as the lone Ankylosaurus begins to drink from the clear blue waters below. The Megalosaurus is still nowhere to be seen, but this medium-sized theropod dinosaur has guaranteed a victory against this plant-eating Thyreophora-type dinosaur. Large insects like dragonflies can be seen fluttering across the sky. Small raindrops from an early morning thunderstorm continue to fall from the canopy tree branches above. The habitat is very peaceful, but for how much longer? Crackling sounds of sticks being broken can be heard in the not-so-long distance. The Ankylosaurus quickly lifts its head from the Spanish Creek and senses a predator is near. The 4 short legs of the Ankylosaurus press firmly into the muddy sediment along the creek. The Ankylosaurus looks to its left, and then it looks to its right. It doesn't appear to see anything within the area. I see it! The Megalosaurus fossil, enemy number 1, is just off in the distance. It has quietly moved throughout the forest and stands just beyond the tree line, waiting. The meat-eater is waiting for the perfect moment to storm onto the battlefield for a surprise attack. I can see the amber-like color of the Megalosaurus's right eyeball peeking through the pine needles on the trees. The Ankylosaurus takes 2 steps backward and then starts moving away from the Megalosaurus as it moves towards the low-lying vegetation like ferns, mosses, and cycad plants. The eye of the Megalosaurus continues to watch the Ankylosaurus as it moves into the sunlight and begins tearing apart plants with its wide and strong beak. Just as quickly as the clouds moved back in front of the sun, the Megalosaurus pushes its way onto the battlefield and storms past the tree line. The massive carnivore picks up speed up to 20 miles per hour as it sprints towards the Ankylosaurus like a conquistador ready for battle. The Ankylosaurus, with its back turned, quickly lifts its head and looks towards the Megalosaurus charging. The tank-like dinosaur shifts its axis, turning its body to the right flank, exposing the heavily armored side spikes. The Megalosaurus tries to slow down, but just like the Titanic, its bottom side or hull makes contact with a few of the bony spikes as it skims alongside the Ankylosaurus. The first roar is heard across the arena as the Megalosaurus looks up into the treetops above. The hovering theropod dinosaur backs up only to realize that this herbivore is fully covered in all kinds of armored plating, from its scutes or osteoderms across its back to its rows of spikes along its body and neck, and even those eyebrow plates. Plus, don't forget about that massive 30-inch wide club-like tail. The Ankylosaurus begins to sink its front feet with 5 toes into the soft sediment along the Puebla Formation as it looks towards the Megalosaurus. Its club-like tail begins to move up and down, warning the predator. This isn't your average herbivore. The Megalosaurus has started to circle the Ankylosaurus, but this Bumpy is ready for battle. It steadily keeps its eyes on the carnivore, knowing there's only one way to defeat an adult-sized Ankylosaurus, and that is to flip it on its back where there's no protection on its belly. The Megalosaurus is ready for its next offensive. It rushes forward with its powerful legs, and as it passes the Ankylosaurus, it lowers its head and opens its jaws. Its dagger-like teeth make contact with the back of the Ankylosaurus. The sharp serrated teeth are instantly met by the scutes above their leather-like skin of the Ankylosaurus. Only minimal damage is done to its body. The Ankylosaurus starts to swing its tail towards the Megalosaurus, but this theropod quickly moves away and barely avoids the force of the club-like tail. The Megalosaurus spins around quickly and begins another offensive towards the Ankylosaurus, this time striking the front left leg of the herbivore with its three-fingered claws. A snarl is heard from the Bumpy-like dinosaur, who starts to bleed onto the bedrock below. Almost simultaneously, the Ankylosaurus turns away from the body of the Megalosaurus and exposes its club-like tail as 4,800 newtons of force moves towards the right knee of the Megalosaurus. Bam! Just like a swing of a baseball bat from the Great Bambino, the club-like tail hits the Megalosaurus. The Megalosaurus limps forward as it roars across the arena. It then turns back towards the Ankylosaurus as drool begins to fall from its snout. Again, the Megalosaurus starts to circle the Ankylosaurus. One last offensive, and the Megalosaurus might be able to flip the Ankylosaurus over. Both dinosaurs have severely damaged legs. Rain begins to fall from the skies above. Each dinosaur is covered in water from head to tail. It's a stare down of two giants. The Megalosaurus continues to circle its prey as the clouds eliminate any form of sunlight from above. Lightning flashes from the skies and strikes one of the conifer trees, splitting it in half. A portion of the tree's trunk falls onto the ground and catches on fire near the Ankylosaurus. The Megalosaurus moves in closer to the Ankylosaurus, who can no longer move towards the right flank due to the burning tree. The Megalosaurus reaches down once more, this time with its powerful jaws, for the left leg of the Ankylosaurus. No! The muddy sediment is too much for the charging Megalosaurus, who slides forward, falling in the trenches towards the Ankylosaurus. The hurt knee of the Megalosaurus buckles as it slips down to its knees in the muddy sediment. Quickly, the Ankylosaurus spins to the left and swings its club-like tail towards the meat-eating monster. As the club-like tail swings past the burning tree, it sends embers flying through the air. Boom! Just like a cannon blast, the club-like tail hits a perfect bullseye onto the chest of the Megalosaurus. The ribs of the Megalosaurus have been shattered after that blow from the Ankylosaurus. The Megalosaurus falls to the left, hitting the ground and splashing in the muddy waters. The Ankylosaurus lifts its tail high up in the air and with such force slams it on top of the 4-foot skull of fossil numero uno. Fossil one down! Fossil one down! The eyes of the Megalosaurus roll backwards as the light fades within its eyes. The Ankylosaurus did it! The Ankylosaurus did it! Happy Cinco de Mayo! Remember the Alamo! Where are the Aztecs and the Incas? It's our first victory of a plant-eating dinosaur! Its name is the Ankylosaurus! And now for your prehistoric cage match highlights. There we have it, everyone. Even a herbivore can come out on top every once in a while. Even with sharp teeth, a bigger brain, and double the height, the Megalosaurus couldn't penetrate the tough leather-like skin of the Ankylosaurus, or find a way to flip it onto its back. The Ankylosaurus defended its ground and prevailed in the end. The defensive characteristics of the Ankylosaurus were just too much for this meat-eating dinosaur. The Megalosaurus should have thought about throwing in the white towel and calling it quits, but instead it fell victim to this massive bone-crushing tail of the Ankylosaurus. And your third Dinosaur Champion of the world, our first herbivore, the Ankylosaurus! What a showcase showdown! Our third prehistoric cage match is in the history books. Our third winner is the Ankylosaurus, my first herbivore winner. Whoop whoop! I just want to take a moment to say thank you for everyone who has tuned in to the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast. I have a tremendous time putting these together each and every week, and seeing my download numbers continue to grow every day determines my success. So thank you everyone for continuing to listen to the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast. Now remember, if you would like to join my virtual summer camp, then please visit www.stompchomproar.com/summercamp. All you have to do is join the Stomp Chomp Roar Patreon Club for as low as $10 a month. You can cancel anytime, but must be registered by June 25th and be a club member throughout the month of July. Also, if you sign up by May 28th, you can take advantage of the Dilophosaurus virtual lesson. This lesson will also include a backstory or the origins of Jurassic Park. Now, my prehistoric species list is completed for season number 4 of the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast, but there is still time to make updates. If you have a species suggestion, then send me the species name to stompchomproar@yahoo.com. I will be off next week, but stay tuned for Wednesday, May 18th, 2022 for the first species of season number 4. Now, this species will be a unique one, and it's not so much a small tyrant. Did you catch the clue right there? Now, you guys, this is Dinosaur Ranger Anthony, and keep digging for dinosaurs.